Welcome back to Super Mario Bros. 2. So once again, let's play as Mario because, like I said, I recommend playing as Mario because he's the overall best person to handle pretty much everything. Forgot that the levels throw at you. Oh no, welcome to the snow level. You know what that means?
Ice physics.
Yay!
Typical.
Okay, to be fair, if an ice level didn't have ice physics, what would the point of it be?
Well,
Aesthetics.
yeah, not just that. Like, you could also have other types of gimmicks. You could have an avalanche set piece. You know, there are more.
I mean, okay. I'll be honest. I will say this: while there can be other gimmicks aside from ice physics, I don't think ice physics are inherently a wrong thing to have. It's just that we've had so many examples of them done poorly that, yeah, the first sight at them does tend to elicit a groan. Thankfully, I would say this game is probably one of the better ones that does it, so...
Oh, sure. No.
I'll give it a pass here, especially since, again, the genre was relatively new, so I guess by the time this game came out, this was kind of actually a novel concept.
Not to mention, the Mario still does this, by the way. Like even in Odyssey, when you go into an icy terrain, you have ice physics. So it's so this is just because this is just how Mario does things anyway. Mario is the grandfather of all video games for a reason. All right. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, sometimes you'll find rockets that take you progress, and yeah, there you go. Moving on. I'm guessing that has something to do with the festival, the Doki Doki Festival, maybe. Again, I know nothing. I know nothing about the festival that the original game is based on. So, because remember, aside from replacing the characters with Mario characters, very little has actually been changed. So, a lot of the stuff from the original festival is still here. Everything that is not.
Give me time.
Sure. Go to 2 minutes and a half or something.
Alright. I'm there.
Sure. Yeah, that's aside from that, yeah, it's your standardized level, not really much to point at. Okay, hold on.
Go there,
Click. Okay.
Alright then.
Moving on. And yeah, the vases are your pipes. I'm actually surprised that, considering all the stuff that they replaced with Mario, like for example, they replaced the heads with Koopa shells. I'm surprised they didn't replace these vases with green pipes. You'd think they would, considering they tried to replace as much as they could with Mario equivalents.
I can kind of get it, you know, given with the pipes, it would essentially just be a bout of, you know, you go into these weird things that literally do not look like the interior of a pipe as well, so
I guess.
Might as well just stick with the basing. And to be fair, this game does have the excuse that, you know, it's supposed to be in a different realm, essentially, so it's sort of stuff that's alien and foreign to Mario.
I mean, we just saw the fact that level exit, instead of being, you know, castle inventor is the inside of a bird's mouth. So.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad. Alright.
Just what I needed.
So.
It looks like Mario is always in need of extra lives. No matter how many lives you get, he always replies with the exact same thing, like, "Ooh, just what I needed."
Maybe it's his PTSD from the lost levels.
Probably. Anyway, to read a bit more, Wart, okay, the villain of this game, is, according to the original NES manual, the most mischievous of all in the world of dreams. He created monsters by playing with the Dream Machine. Yeah, we'll get to that Dream Machine when we get to the final boss.
I love how they've even got whales here, too.
Yep.
Don't worry, though, these whales are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know. Well, that's one way to die. Just after getting the 1-up, too.
It's a good day to die. Alright, let me see if the GBA manual has any major differences. Wart is the most uncontrollable. Yeah, Wart is the most uncontrollable mischief maker in all of the Land of Dreams. Uses the Dream Machine to create a myriad of monsters. Okay, so this one makes a bit more sense. Because the other one that says he created monsters using the dream, playing with the dream machine. He created. Why is he not creating monsters anymore? Past tense, like.
Well, okay. To be fair, I don't know if it's a thing you guys do over in Portugal, but over here we can use past tense to describe, something that, started up happening, but might still be happening essentially. Or, in this case, maybe they're, just describing how Wart came to power. There's nothing to suggest that he isn't still creating monsters off of that dialogue.
Okay. Last I checked, like something that started in the past that still impacts the present. Isn't that past perfect tense?
No. Okay, look. Something that did start in the past but is still affecting the present, you can still use past tense dialect for that over here. For example, like if I talked about how, this guy...
No, go on.
Like, for example, let's say, this politician did this to rise to power, essentially. They could very well still be doing that to maintain the power, essentially. Like, rocket power up. I forgot about that in this game. But yeah, no, just because something is mentioned in past tense doesn't mean it's not still being done. At least over here, like maybe in is it a thing in the Portuguese dialect that you strictly only use like past tense and then you just assume that person's not doing it at all?
Give me just a moment. No, well, the thing is, hold on, let me see. Okay, hold on.
Failure, Berto.
Hold on.
Well, she tried.
Well, what's important is that you tried.
Yes. You failed miserably, but you gave it your best.
Hooray.
Okay, here you go. Maybe it's a British thing, Joe, because I'm checking the British Council, which is as the name implies, it's a British association that teaches English all over the world, including over here. And according to their website, it's the present perfect. Like I was saying, past perfect. That was wrong. According to what this says here, we use the present perfect simple, aka have or has, plus the past participle to talk about past actions or states which are still connected to the present.
Now, isn't this a way for a level to start off? Berto figures, okay, she's had enough, so she's going to attack you at the start of the level.
Yeah, this is the part where Berto starts becoming a normal enemy, basically. This is the same kind of logic you also see in JRPGs, where the earlier bosses start to become normal enemies.
I thought they'd avoid the regular enemy, like at least a game or two later, but no, a game.
I think it's to show off, how stuff's getting serious, Joe. The things that used to be bosses are now fodder, which means the new enemies are just gonna get even tougher and tougher.
Yep, things are getting really serious now with this jolly old music.
So yeah, there's no way for me to actually get through.
Mario's.
What?
Or is there?
So what do you think, Dibs? What do we do to get past this point?
Die.
Well, I don't see.
Dibs, where's your sense of imagination?
He died, Joe.
Yeah.
Right. Why do you think I said that?
Well, there you go, Dibs. I tried your methods and it failed.
Well, I said die and you died, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I decided to test your theory, and...
It worked.
Okay.
No, it worked. It died, just like I said.
No, dude.
So what you have to do is...
Didn't succeed at getting past through, but yeah, watch this. Thanks, Pedro!
There you go.
And then the egg cracks and you fall in the water.
Man, Berto's humiliation just continues. First you OTK her with a star, and now you literally use her own ammunition to progress. Jeez. No wonder Wart fired her. Although, I guess the joke's on Wart since she gets way more appearances than Wart does.
Which is interesting because is this like an entire family of Birdo sisters? Because there's so many of them.
I've always assumed that
probably.
Birdos are supposed to be like the distaff counterparts to Yoshi, the Yoshi series.
I guess that can work.
Multiples of them, firing eggs and all that. And they usually tend to pair up Birdo with Yoshi and stuff.
Indeed. Okay, so for this one, just keep jumping. Eventually you'll get there. Just keep jumping, just keep jumping. There it is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Just what I needed.
No, just keep jumping.
Alright, moving on. Okay, so now what? Aha!
Yep.
Thank you
Okay,
very much, Shy Guy.
I will give... one thing I do like about this game is all the clever methods you do have
Yeah.
with progression here and there.
Yeah, the game does occasionally have some really interesting ideas regarding of how you're supposed to progress, yes.
And don't worry, in case you're worried about soft locking yourself out, so long as you pretty much exit and re-enter a stage via the doors and whatnot, the
Yes.
enemies will respawn.
Exactly. Not
What's
just...
that glowing red eye thing there?
Pretty much everything respawns when you do
Oh
that.
god, the mask, yes.
When you get the key webs, the mask... again, I'm guessing this is better explained in the original version. Again, I'm guessing this is yet another Doki Doki festival thing.
Basically, you take the treasure, essentially, you're cursed, and that creepy thing comes after you.
Yeah. You see, aside from the enemies, not much of anything from this game reappeared. Ward has never reappeared. The masks have never reappeared.
I just sworn the masks came back at some point, but yeah, as far as I know, Ward is never come back.
Yeah. After returning to Mario with Super Mario Bros. 3, Miyamoto pretty much just went off making like the same kind of Marios he made with the first one. And for a long time, stuff from this game was mostly relegated to just the enemies in terms of the main series. We had to wait until Super Mario 3D World for the Koizumi team to actually do something that's more akin to this game. Oh, there he is. Alright. So let me read this, guys. This is Fry Guy. Huh? Huh?
How many thighs?
Fry, there's Fry. Get it?
If I said Fry.
Fry Guy, cause he's fire, get it? Huh? It's funny. Anyway, Fry Guy. Wart gave life to this entity which is created from fire. Gotta love the grammar on this NES manual. Wart gave life to this entity which is created from fire. He spits fireballs when he is mad. Okay. The GBA manual says... Let's see, where is it? Fry Guy. The GBA manual says, this flaming fiend was brought to life by Wart. When it gets angry, it will attack by hurling fireballs. Again, better grammar on this one, obviously. And yeah, eventually he'll split into multiple flames, so once again, keep throwing shit at them. Yeah, this is probably one of the more difficult ones because when you do pick up these particular mushrooms, you have to be either jumping or running so that Mario will throw them, in a distance. Because if you're standing still, he would just drop them down. All right, bonus chance.
No.
Alas.
Yeah.
No.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, moving on to World 5.
Hey, why aren't you picking the rest of us?
So this is, I already showed you guys off, but I'm gonna mostly play this game with Mario because Mario is the best one to use.
Yes.
Like a riding stuff.
Remember that's Ostro, aka Birdo's original name on the NES era, but they swapped it after.
Oh, you're moon jumping.
That's because I actually died quite a bit of times because this particular lock session is very difficult. What you're not seeing that I cut out is a lot of deaths. That particular lock session is very difficult. Again,
Oh, you used the door. Oh, never mind. Yeah, right.
it's like it's the whole Nintendo heart thing that we keep bringing up. But let me just yes.
Don't forget, a lot of people say that this is miles easier, though.
Oh no, it's still easier. Okay, let me put it this way. This game can be difficult, but it's fair and reasonably difficult, unlike the Lost Levels version. Because the Lost Levels version, like this one feels challenging in the right way, whereas Lost Levels feels like the developers were feeling really mean, and they... Oh yeah, here we go. Green Birdo.
Sorry, what did she say there?
Sorry, Jova, like, we're trying our best with the GBA sound speakers, but,
It's not always
Sometimes
easy to make out what they're saying when
peaking
someone's
is
talking.
strong, like with the Star Fox narrator when you choose a character.
I get the feeling Birdo is kind of going insane with these rants she gives.
Shy Guy.
Also, it's not always as easy to hear when someone else is talking over her, admittedly, but yeah. GBA quality. Come on. Ow. I almost feel like the slot machine might be rigged.
Mm-hmm. It's a very traditional slot machine. It's not like there's some kind of hidden programming to make it easier for you. No. You genuinely have to get lucky to get a jackpot on that one.
But I thought video games told us that gambling was bad.
Oh, Big Shy Guy.
What is warp and feeding those guys?
And all it takes is a very minuscule vegetable to defeat it.
That's the power of eating your veggies, kids.
Yes.
Which kind of makes me wonder, what's the point of the big veggies? Well, okay, granted they have a better hitbox, I guess.
Yeah, bigger hitbox.
Compensated, you take more time unless you're told.
Mm-hmm. That too. When there's of course the whole thing of that's one of the big reasons why I prefer playing as Mario, because that way because Mario has a 4-star attribute for everything. There's never any time with Mario where you feel like you're lacking something, either speed or strength or jump. So
you can't use those inside the pot.
yeah. That's fortunately you can just leave and go back into the vase if you want to get it again, but whatever, moving on.
I like to imagine that this scene just shows that for all the struggles and strife in life, Mario and the team can face it all with a smile.
Oh yeah, well that's what they usually do, yeah. Remember, this is Mario who recently needed little to no convincing in helping Bowser Jr., an old enemy of his, just so he could help calm down his father. So
admittedly, Fury Bowser was gonna be a major issue for the whole Mushroom Kingdom if that wasn't dealt with. But
sure.
Yeah, no, good on Mario, all the same.
Alright. Moving on. Yeah, just go. Oh.
So, that said, I'm still maybe expecting an Odyssey 2 on whatever system is coming next.
Well, if Bowser's Fury is anything to go by, Jova, they're probably gonna make an attempt to make an open world Mario game. I mean,
wasn't Odyssey kinda that when you get down to it?
Well, no. I mean, Odyssey is basically the ultimate culmination of the 64 formula, whereas something like Bowser's Fury is definitely trying to be more akin to something like what Sonic Frontiers does, which is use an open world structure. Like, because Odyssey is the collective on platform, but it's not an open world structure game. Like,
So, like, the levels did feel like, okay, not the biggest open worlds, but they felt like their own small open worlds, if you will.
Oh, sure, but when you play Bowser's Fury, it operates like your typical modern open world game. Like, you finish a task and you unlock more of the map. There's multiple map icons that you so for all the different things you can check and all that shit. Again, you can tell that after the success of Breath of the Wild, Koizumi is trying to see if he can implement something akin to that in Mario as well.
I think I see what you mean.
Well, Bowser's Fury was a great prototype, so definitely, like, and like I said, I trust Koizumi with my life, so I'm not concerned. Moving on.
And that's yet another Birdo defeated.
How many times have I willingly went straight into the mouth of a bird by this point?
Yes.
At this point, you just learn to trust some things.
Mm-hmm. 5-3.
And at this point, you gotta trust the birds, no matter what Alfred Hitchcock tells you.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how the characters have special voice clips for when they pretty much bowl over several enemies.
Yeah. Yep. This is something that I would really like to see if maybe someone potentially could do something like this for the Super Nintendo versions. Like, for example, have anyway, like, it would be nice if someone could make, for example, I really like how the GBA port of Link to the Past has the voice actress for Link do the same voices she did for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, right? So it would be really cool if someone could try to maybe hopefully put that in the Super Nintendo version, because I could play that game with that, but without the screen crunch.
I guess I will say this. I do like the aesthetics of the GBA version better than the original NES version of Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, remember,
version.
Well, remember, this is a port of the Super Nintendo All-Stars version, so yeah. They basically took the this is basically a Super Nintendo port. That's why I went out of my way to use the ROM hack that restores the way the Super Nintendo version looked, because for this port, like I said, and like I showed at the beginning, they made the graphics extra brighter to make up for the GBA's shitty screen. God, that thing was such a fucking azure to your eyes.
Lack of eyesight.
But hey, isn't that what the good old backlight was for?
Yeah, on the SP one, yes, but
I was gonna say the SP.
Yes. Boy, was I lucky that the SP was the version I got.
Same. Well, my parents got it me along with.
I actually had the original. I actually did have the original. Go on.
Also, it being able to fold was a big help as well.
Sure, not to mention having the first one to have a rechargeable battery instead of just using AA batteries or AAA batteries in the case of in the case of the GBA, I think. Wait.
No, double A.
Was it AA? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fuck them a lot.
I remember my Game Boy Advance SP, the first ever thing I had to save up for to buy myself. I remember back then, it being $100 felt like the most expensive thing I would ever buy.
But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, there were a lot of SNES GBA ports back in the day, and that was the primary thing. Because of that shitty screen of the original GBA, a lot of developers Capcom was smarter, because they included two different color modes on Aladdin, the GBA port, where you don't have to do it. You can turn it on, but you can also turn it off. But a lot of games just didn't think ahead and just completely changed the graphics to record the game. Fortunately, that's why we have ROM hacks. So now we can turn these colors back to how they were in the original Super Nintendo version. Back to the original vision. Oh yeah. One problem with the screen crunch is that because the camera has to pan out a lot more, stuff like this can happen, where you'll go up, down, see, like that.
Oh god, like I'm on a freaking poke.
Good exercise.
That's why.
Up and down.
Yeah. Like I said, usually I play these games on the Super Nintendo, either on the Super Nintendo or Nintendo versions. However, I wanted to do at least one of these on the GBA because, like I said, I really love what they did with the voice clips in these ports. So I wanted to do at least one of them, and I decided to go with this one.
Honestly, even with the screen crunch, the GBA versions are probably my absolute most preferred way to play these games.
Oh, sure, that's fine by me. Like, I mean, I grew up playing this game on a TV, so I definitely prefer having a bigger field of view, so I can. Not to mention, like I said, that screen. Not to mention, like I said, that panning of the screen can be a bit disorienting. So. Again, it's like we said with the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe thing. Like these versions of the games need proper, need to be reworked. Somewhat instead of just, but Nintendo insists on just releasing the ROMs with an emulator.
Isn't I can't remember for sure. Isn't Super Mario All Stars?
Yes.
On the Switch.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's the version that doesn't have Super Mario World, but Super Mario World is in itself already in the service, so whatever, it's redundant.
Alright, what's he gonna say now?
Let's see.
You'll make a tasty treat.
I'll bring it on then.
Okay, so this is Claw Grip, and the NES manual says he grows suddenly, and he is surprisingly skilled at throwing rocks. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
This game has more voice acting than even some of the more recent Mario games.
I know, right?
Well, that's probably because Nintendo really wanted to showcase, look at that, we can do clear voice clips now.
Honestly, I do miss when Nintendo were willing to take risks with having voice acting. Sunshine
For Zelda,
truly
they
was
have
one of a
taken
kind.
again, Jova.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Maybe we'll get that with Mario again someday.
I mean, I'm personally okay with the mainline platformers not having them because even when they're at their most story-driven, like Mario Galaxy, it's still not like there's a whole bunch of cutscenes or anything. It's the RPGs that I will argue definitely could use it.
I wonder, actually, which is the most story-driven Mario game, Galaxy or Sunshine? Because Sunshine gives you the full package.
Well, Galaxy.
story-wise.
Well, okay. Sunshine has more. Okay, Sunshine has fully voice acted cutscenes, but the story, when you actually boil down the story, it still boils down to your typical Bowser kidnaps Peach, go save her thing. And yes, there's the whole thing with Bowser Jr. thinking that he's his mother, but that doesn't really go anywhere. So.
Although, couldn't one argue that Galaxy is also once again Bowser kidnapping Peach?
Yes, but Galaxy has the advantage of having Rosalina's storybook, which is such a great little Antoine Saint-Exupéry Little Prince style storyline that, again, like Johnny said in his review, Rosalina became a fan favorite for a reason. And it gives your hub world such great meaning. With it. It's a great example of how you can provide some nice little context to so yeah, I do think that Galaxy provides something that's, I think, has more flavor to it, I will argue, whereas Sunshine has Sunshine has voice acting and all, but the story itself, I mean, it's fine, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't necessarily go anywhere. Go on.
If we're going in terms of what they add to depth there, then I guess I would personally figure Odyssey is probably like the deepest, since it adds an immense amount to the lore of the world of Mario, essentially.
Sure. Well, ever since Koizumi took over the franchise, he's been trying to make things a bit more cohesive. I remember, like, Captain Toad has been in every game since Galaxy 1. And stuff like that. So ever since Koizumi took over, things have really improved much for the better on that front. All right, see you everybody
Not to
next.
say that they weren't fine before, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Sure. Well, remember, Dove, like even on his official Nintendo Wikia page, it says here on Koizumi's bio that unlike Miyamoto, Koizumi likes to put in a lot more story in his Mario games compared to Miyamoto. So, and remember, Koizumi directed Sunshine, so that came from him. So, all right. See you in the next part, everybody, where we finish the game.
Yeah.
See ya.